This is Queen Enusa here. And so today I often tell you that you have to come to realize that most of us have an identity crisis. We have been brainwashed into believing that we are someone that we are not. We have been sold into slavery and into bondage. Yes, I probably will be getting censored because I talk a lot about slavery and bondage. There are so many different types of slavery. There are so many different types of bondage. But today I'm talking about the slavery and the bondage of your mind. You have been sold into slavery because you have preconceived notions that is not your own. There has been thoughts, ideals, and different things embedded into your subconscious from birth on that you were not even aware of. Your society has shaped you and molded you into the person that you think you are, but I came by to tell you that's really not who you are. It is time for us to break the chains of bondage. It is time for us to come out of slavery, and it is time for us to set our minds free. Yes, 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 it is time. But first, in order to do that, we have to realize that we have been sold into slavery, that we are living in slavery and bondage of the mind because we have been taught that we're to do a certain thing a certain way, and that's the way it's always been, and we should not change it. Okay, but who said that that was the best way? Are you going off of what society said, a certain group of people? But I want you to know that you are the master of your destiny. You are the CEO of yourself, which gives you the authority to make the best decision that is possible for you. The CEO means that you are the chief executive officer of yourself, which means that at all times you should be making the best possible decisions that you could be making for yourself. I assure you that decision would not include slavery or bondage. As long as you stay slave, as long as you stay in slavery and you remain a slave and in bondage and your mind is tied up and bound up by what society says, what people think, other people's opinion of you. I came by again today to tell you what other people think about you is none of your business. That's their opinion. They're entitled to their opinion, and their opinion of you is not your reality. So stop changing to meet all of these different people, what they think, who they think you should be, what they think you should be doing. It's really just their opinion. It has nothing to do with your reality. I tell people all the time, that's nice, but your opinion of me is not my reality. I'm going to walk in my reality. I'm going to walk in my truth, and I'm going to walk in my greatness regardless of what you think about it. Learn to walk in your greatness and make no apology for who you are. Make no apology because you choose not to be a slave, that you choose not to be in slavery, that you choose not to have your mind in bondage. We are here to set your mind free. We are here for you to escape the mundane life that they have for you. We're here for you to escape the status quo and for you to truly walk in your greatness and be who it was intended for you to be. You should let nothing stop you. So they start out by having us confused about our identity. They confuse us in our mind. They confuse us because we don't like the person that's staring back from the mirror. When we look in the mirror, that person that's staring back at you, you need to like that person because that person, guess what? Everywhere you are, guess who is with you? Yourself. So therefore, you have to change the vision that they have given you of self. You've got to change and you've got to identify who you truly are. And when you look in the mirror, guess what? You actually like the person that's staring back at you because it's a person that is a revolutionary. It's a person that is bringing about change, future change. Change that's going to affect the world from this point on. It is a person that knows who they are. that knows about their greatness and willing to walk in their greatness. It's a person that's not willing to fit into the mold that they're trying to cram all of us into this mold. They're trying to brainwash us and control our mind. A lot of times we don't even know what the reality of anything is because we've been brainwashed. We've been programmed to see it the way that they want us to see it. It's time for you to stop seeing things the way other people want you to see it. It's time for you to break out of that mold. You were never intended to be in a mold. You were never intended to be like everyone else. You was created an original. You are a masterpiece. There is only one you. Nobody else has your unique DNA. Nobody else has your thumbprint. Nobody else has your fingerprints. Nobody else has anything that is anything remotely like you. So I want you to understand that you are an original and that there's greatness in you and that you do have something to offer the world. They also brainwash us and control us, and by controlling our minds and the information that we have in this computer database called our mind, they have had us to put misinformation in there for years and years and years. So they have continuously had us to feed misinformation, wrong information, information of doubt and lack, and that we're not good enough. That has been programmed into our minds, into our database for so long, so many years. And that is what we have come to believe about ourselves. But I come by to tell you that is not who you are. You have been brainwashed. So let's brainwash you. Let's have you to walk in your greatness. You need to identify the real enemy. The real enemy is yourself, based on the information that they have had you to program into your mind, your database about yourself. The first step to overcoming any enemy, whether it is internal or external force, or whether it is an internal conflict. First, once the true source of opposition is pinpointed, it becomes much easier to vanish. So you've got to understand who the enemy really is. You have to pinpoint who the enemy is. And the enemy is all of those that are feeding you misinformation about who you are, that is trying to keep you in slavery, trying to keep you in bondage, and they're using you against yourself because you are the greatest weapon against yourself. And so if they can brainwash you, if they can get you to be your own worst enemy, then you will defeat yourself. And all they have to do is continue with their brainwashing. For example, someone who is struggling with depression may initially believe that their friends and family are the reason for their unhappiness. However, upon further reflection, they may realize that their own negative thoughts and self-destructive behaviors are actually the root of their problem. Once they have identified these as the real enemy, they can begin to take steps to overcome them in a similar way. Identifying and facing our inner demons is essential to overcome whatever obstacles life throws our way. It may be difficult, but it is always worth it. And it helps us to triumph over our enemy that is within us. I want you to know that they cannot defeat you. You have got to break the hold that they have, the brainwashing pattern that they have on you, and all of the misinformation that they have fed you all down through the years. You have got to remove that. You've got to delete it from your mental database. You know, that's why I'm so happy that there's a delete button on your computer. So there's a delete button on what they are putting in your mind that is controlling you and keeping you inside of this box. They want all of us in a box to where they're controlling all of us by the information that they're allowing and that we are allowing them to put in our computer database called our mind. And so it's time for us to break that. In order to truly overcome the enemy within us, we must first identify who that enemy is. So to identify who that enemy is, you have to know the source. we become our own worst enemy. But we become our own worst enemy because we're taking false information that has been sent to us, that has been programmed in us to keep us within this box. It's time for you to break free of the box. It's time for you to break free of what they say, he say, and what they want you to conform to. It's time for you to break through. What they are putting in this mental databases of ours is fear of failure, insecurity, self-doubt. Once we have identified the enemy, we can start to develop a plan to overcome it. This may involve developing a positive mindset, identifying our strengths and weaknesses, and setting achievement goals. It may also involve seeking out the support of others who can help us to overcome our inner demons. Whatever approach we take, it is important, and the most important thing is to keep moving forward and never to give up. With perseverance, we can eventually overcome even the most challenging of enemies. But I want you to know that they can't defeat you on your own. The enemy within us, it is so true. The real enemy is not the competition. It is not our competitor that is trying to stop us from achieving our dreams. The real enemy is ourselves. Our own doubts, fears, and self-imposed limitations are what stand in our way. If we can identify these enemies and overcome them, we will be well on our way to achieving our goals. One way to do this is to find a partner or a coach who will help you identify these enemies and give us the support that we need to overcome them. With their help, we can learn to identify and overcome the enemies within us, clearing the path for success. If you want the path to be cleared for success, you need One Life Agency as your partner. We partner with people for life. This is a journey. This is a movement. We're talking about changing the false, the fake information that has been given to us and that we have taken it on as our truth. What you think of me is not my truth. Who you think I should be is not my truth. My greatness lies on the inside of me, and I will walk in my greatness regardless of what you believe or what you think. We're here to help you change your mindset, to change the information that you're putting into this database called your brain. We're not going to put the information in there anymore that keeps us locked up and chained up in this box to where they're trying to cram everybody, where everybody's alike. If we all get in that box, there will be no new business owners. There will be no entrepreneurs because we're all in this box accepting what has been handed down to us, accepting what they say and what they have told us. No, it's time for you to break free from your bondage. It's time for you to break the chains of slavery. It's time for you to walk in your greatness and be the greatest person that ever walked this planet. It's time for you to come and sit at the head of the table with other great minds that is revolutionary, that is bringing about change. It's time for you to be the change that you seek in this world. You can do it. Everything that you need is on the inside of you. So come and help us let you and help you break the chains of bondage that's helping you and keeping you from walking in your success. This has been One Life Agency. We look forward to hearing from you. OneLifeAgency.com. This is an agency that is about change. This is about movement. It's about transformation. If you don't want to move, if you don't want transformation, if you don't want to become the solution, then this isn't the agency for you. But if you want change, if you want transformation, if you want solutions to change your environment, then contact us at OneLifeAgency.com. We look forward to hearing from all of you that is ready for a revolution.